you were hanging out at the meadows?
Hmm. I went to the meadows because it felt right to be there.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a favorite hangout spot for, I know May, Hestia, Dreamer. They hang out there a lot.
Hmm. It was just me. It feels like home. Nowhere else here really feels like home.
Any idea what makes that spot so special? I mean, so many people seems to claim that spot.
I don't know. For me, I guess it feels like the hill that I used to sit on with Auntie Dreamer when I was younger. And you can look over and see the trees and the water off into the distance forever. You can't see any land really in any direction. The island's kind of way out there.
Ah,
You
I like it
can.
there. I never paid too much attention to the view. Maybe next time I should.
It's a really good view. I didn't know you'd been there before. Maybe it was before my mom brought me there.
Yeah, there's been a few times I've caught Abel and Dreamer and Auntie May. They all hang out there.
Hmm. I hope Auntie Dreamer wakes up soon.
Hopefully, but she does like sleeping.
I know. It is kind of her thing. She can get really sleepy.
She'll go up fashionably late.
Mm.
Take a nap anywhere.
That she will. I do hope she wakes up soon. I think Valeria's on the way. I wanted to talk with her about the therapy I did last month, which, I guess, it's fine if you're there too. It was really hard for me. Babel was there, and so was Serafina.
Well, therapy is always a very personal thing. I mean, if you're welcome to have other people there, I'll go. But
Hmm.
go for
Well, the therapy's in that room. It's not fun. I don't like it.
that room. Oh, I okay. I get it.
Hmm. The therapy's behind that door.
Therapy through exposure.
Hmm.
I guess that works. I mean, sometimes seeing something scary rendered helpless might help.
It was Valeria's idea. Well, she wasn't the only person who suggested it, but after she suggested it, I did actually try it. It was very difficult and not easy, but I guess I'm glad I did it because now I know I can be in a room with them. Good morning, Auntie Dreamer. You were very sleepy. I was telling Teague a bit. Valeria's on the way here, I think. She was gonna come talk. about... Hi, Valeria. About the therapy. And I really wanted to talk to her about it. Come in. I'm glad you're here. Are you okay? The docks seemed very dangerous.
It was even worse on the island.
Ugh. Did anyone get hurt? Is Crystal okay? I know she's not as durable.
Crystal got a little banged up, but she's fine.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad she's not hurt.
In her line of work, she gets hurt often.
I'm glad that she's not hurt irreparably then. Thank you for coming here. I was really hoping to talk to you about, well, the therapy. It's, through that door is where I did it. It's still there. I suppose I can try again, and we can talk about it.
The blood prophet.
I sat down here last month to be in the room with it. And so I know I can be in the room with it. It makes me feel very afraid. I know things about it.
Such as?
I know that these ones are in charge. I know that they speak and the others listen. I know that these ones aren't the soldiers. They stand behind the soldiers. I know that they like it when I'm afraid. I know that they like it when I hurt. Babel says that they're just flesh and bone and blood, and that their wings are useless, but that's not what it is. Their hands are red for a reason.
They aren't blood and bone, per se. They are shadow magic. They are summoned by shadow magic, animated by it.
They are terrible creatures. And I know them. I don't know how I know them, but I know them. These ones aren't the ones with the swords. These ones tell the ones with the swords what to do. That's why they stand in the back. And then they laugh.
It's not your fear. It's your grief. Or that hollow feeling that you become awash with when you realize you're going to grieve. When you realize you're hopeless.
What do you mean?
It's what shadow magic feeds on. Not fear. It's what they are likely delighting in.
I look at them and I feel like I can't fight anymore. I feel like I know how it ends. Because the dream always ends the same.
This one has been sitting here inert for I don't know how long. I have never heard this one speak.
They speak. You just have to listen.
I don't have dreams, you know.
I didn't know that.
They're always just memories. So many memories in my head that my body makes no dreams. There's no need.
You're being very brave facing this fear. That's one thing. If you keep being brave and facing it, you give them less to feed off of next time.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta leave you to it, but I'll be back in a little bit.
Alright, thank you for being here, Teague. I'm sorry, it's hard for me.
Well, you seem to be doing quite well. I mean, as much as sometimes you have to reminisce and go through and process your feelings.
Maybe you can go be with Auntie Dreamer. She said she was going to go run an errand.
It looks like she's on her way back, but I've gotta go rest for a little bit.
Okay, go rest well.
You considered that your dream might be a memory.
I dreamed of towers of metal stretching up forever. They were everywhere. All around.
Towers of metal.
It was cold. It's always cold. I went to the mines in Silverlight with with Maisie, and there were cages there. I set them on fire. There were people inside the cages, and it wasn't right that they were there. I couldn't stop. I set the overseer on fire from the inside because he's a bad person who did that to them. And because I wanted him to hurt the way he made the people in the cages hurt.
I can't believe that your mothers have just left you here without telling you about this.
I don't know what you mean.
I think it is abundantly obvious where your parents found you. And likely abundantly obvious the fate of your birth parents. There are cages in Mortium. Mortium is always cold.
I've never been to Mortium. Crystal said there were bad things there. And I know there's lots of Draculin.
You have been to Mortium. Almost certainly. You were likely taken to the sacrificial site.
I don't know what that is.
It's in the northwest corner. It's north of my home. There are lots of cages there. Lots of people put inside them. Noctum at one point or another practiced human sacrifice. I can only imagine that your parents rescued you from a cage. And took you home.
When I asked them where I came from, they told me I wasn't ready yet. That they would tell me when I got back. But I wanted to know. I don't know if you're right.
Well,
I don't know.
where you're from, I couldn't tell you. Your parents might have been travelers. They might have been farmers in Dunley, or merchants, or silverlights in, or fishermen, sorry, in Silverlight. There's no telling, but you ended up in a cage in Mortium.
I still feel like I've never been to Mortium, but maybe you're right. Maybe you're
I
right.
think were you to step foot back into Mortium, those memories would come back to you rather quickly. And admittedly rather painfully. There are some places that even I would not like to revisit from my past. But being able to know and to accept in your heart that you were a sacrifice in Mortium and since rescued is a good step, a monumental step. A step I think you should stand on for a little while. A step I think you should get comfortable with.
The dreams always end the same.
How did the dreams end?
The blood comes out and it doesn't go back in.
Out of whom?
A man.
A man you care for.
A very big man. And a very big blade. And then I try to scream. And I can't. And then the blade's covered in blood.
I think learning what you've learned, that your next step will be uncovering this dream. this memory of yours.
Auntie Dreamer, go ahead.
You know where you were, and now you need to put your finger on how you got there.
I don't know how I got there. I don't remember. I don't really remember anything before I came to the island. I just know that I have dreams on blood moons. Because bad things happen on blood moons. Because bad things always happen on blood moons.
I think that deep down you do remember. Or you will, soon enough. But be proud of the step that you've taken. Do not discredit it.
I don't know who my mom was before Ruby and Talon. I don't remember.
Well, I for one hope my children never figure out what I was like before them.
Were they good for you?
My children.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot imagine life without them. Even when they never listen to me and run off with shirtless men.
I've never had a boyfriend, but it seems to make people have feelings.
Well, ideally you get the feelings first and then the boyfriend.
I guess. Serafina tried to explain it to me. I only know people who've been married, well, at least before coming here.
It's something I'm sure you'll figure out for yourself.
I hope so.
You might meet someone and feel a certain way about them. to hold them close and never let go. Or you might not. It's not for everybody.
Hmm. I think Crystal and Serafina described it more like wanting to push my lips against somebody else's lips. And also that.
I'm going to refrain from making a comment that will insult the honor of my daughter. But I'm unsurprised that they would say such a thing.
I just wish I didn't feel afraid of them. But I know they like it when I'm afraid. I just can't help it.
Well, the goal in time is that you will not.
When I saw the cages in Silverlight, I was with Maisie. And I don't know. I felt angry. I felt things that were really strong. And then I was burning with chaos magic. And then the cages were melting.
Being in a cage is not a fun experience. I know that much for certain.
Have you ever been in a cage before, Miss Valeria?
I was in one somewhat recently, actually.
I'm sorry.
It's quite alright. I was starving and awaiting to be shipped back home and executed.
That's worse.
My family and friends came barreling in to save me.
I'm glad.
That's how Maisie died.
Oh. I'm sorry. But now she's a vampire. So she's okay, I think. How did she come back? Did it hurt?
It did. Dying is not a fun experience. You will never forget dying. Or the moments leading up to it.
For me, it's going to be really nice. I think. At least it's supposed to be.
You have it planned.
Well, one day I'm gonna be a vampire. Or at least that's the plan. And to get from here to there, I do kind of have to die. That is kind of part of it.
It's different when it's planned out like that.
I can imagine.
desperately trying to put your blood back into your body. Out of some foolish idea that if you scoop enough of it back into your throat, it will go where it belongs. And you'll be alright.
You talk like you know.
I was born a human. 10 after I was killed. Your brain is the last thing that gives up. Even when your heart is no longer strong enough to pump blood to your arms and legs. And so they just fall limp and cold. But you're still telling them in your mind to hold it shut, to get up. And you just can't. It only takes a moment to die. I thought myself so invincible. But it only took a second.
I don't want to die. Is that why you have a scar on your throat? Is that what happened to you? I'm sorry.
It was a long time ago now. And the people that did it got what they deserved.
I'm glad. You're a really nice person. I don't want anyone to hurt you. But a lot of people don't seem to like you.
I can have that effect.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. I've come to terms with it.
You can sit down if you want. There's a lot of chairs. Is there shadow magic in Mordium?
The rifts are shadow magic rituals.
I heard they're not working right anymore.
They are not.
And that things are going wrong. General Ostion said so on the Waygate.
A nocturne ritual that I'm not permitted to discuss has run afoul.
I don't really know much about rituals. I mean, I did do that one ritual in the spire. I'm sorry it went wrong.
Well, I should say that it's actively going wrong.
It's still going.
I'm working on strengthening my ability with shadow magic so that I can hopefully do something about it.
I want to offer to help, but I don't know if that would be a good idea.
It would not.
I know there's shadow magic in my core thing. I know I can't cast shadow magic, but I know it's there. I don't know where it came from.
I have shadow magic in my core and the ability to cast it, and I'm still currently not any help. Not yet.
Will you be able to help when you get better at it?
Once I achieve a sort of mastery.
How will you know that you've mastered it?
Austin will tell me, I suppose. He has been doing a lot of instructing.
Has it
My mentor in shadow magics.
Has it been helping?
It has.
I'm glad. Maybe I could ask him about it and what he thinks I should do. I don't know him, but I'm sure he's nice.
They are, actually.
Maybe you could introduce me someday.
Perhaps once you're able to stomach Mortium.
Alright. I know you were telling me that I should learn, or I should get exposure to the Draculan before going there, because there's a lot of them there. When Babel talks about this one, they talk about the magic they use and the wings that don't work and the fact that they're thin and tall and skinny. but I don't think they get it. I don't think Babel sees it the way I do. I think when Babel looks at them and when I look at them, I see something different. Because I see someone who likes it when I suffer, and who laughs at me when I'm afraid.
Someone's. They don't exist or think like you and I.
They talk.
They do.
You just have to listen.
I'm always listening.
Then you can hear them too.
I don't need to be around them to hear them. I hear the whispers everywhere.
I don't. But I can hear that one. The last time I was in here, he laughed at me a lot. Because I was afraid. And because it liked it. It liked that I was afraid.
But you will not be afraid forever.
I hope not. It is feeling easier this time than last time.
A lot of fear comes from a lack of knowing. The more you know, the less you will fear.
That's the thing, Valeria. That's what other people said too, but I feel like I do know. I feel like I know better than they do. Does that make any sense?
I'm speaking on your past. You likely know better than anyone else.
I feel like I do know the Draculan, but maybe I don't know them the way you know them.
I understand them on a fundamental level. They are beings of shadow and blood. I know what that feels like. The emotions that draw such a thing forward. That compel someone to summon them and thus compels them to act.
What do you think this one wants?
What most of them want.
And what's that?
Some form of revenge.
Against who?
With how many people take part in their summoning, I think the who becomes very vague. Becomes nearly everyone. Shadow magic is a hollow, empty feeling, like hunger or grief, like the memory of people that you've lost. Blood magic is a lot more wrathful. Shadow magic alone is just sort of wallowing in the losses that you felt. But when you mix it with blood, like Nocturne does, like I do, it is a sort of demand that those wrongs are righted. Every slight made, every hand that struck you, every loss you've endured, you sort of mediate them. It's those feelings that bring these things about.
Is this the part you were talking about with emotional intelligence? It sounds like it's really hard on you.
It can be. Maisie is admittedly not an incredible fan.
She said that you two argued recently. I hope that things are okay.
Me too.
I didn't ask any more than that. She was with me at Silverlight when I saw you all. But she hung back. And then we went and beat up the priest that Jamie doesn't like. And then that's when we went to the silver mine.
I didn't see her there, though I suppose that was her hope.
She waited pretty far away. I think she might have been afraid. Or nervous. Or unsure. She's my friend and you're my friend too, so I guess I just wish you both the best.
I thank you. I am wishing it as well.
she's been really kind to me. She helped me with my room at the shelter a lot when I was staying there.
She is incredibly kind. She softens my heart in a way that I didn't think was possible.
I used to be afraid she'd drink my blood, but I'm not afraid of that anymore.
I very much doubt Maisie would drink your blood. They haven't been a vampire long enough for that sort of hunger.
I know that it smells good.
It does.
Thank you for not drinking my blood.
I try to not make a habit of drinking the blood of my friends.
Thank you. When I was at the silver mine, I put my hands on the bars of the cages. And I felt like I knew them, but I also felt like I didn't. There's a cage right near where you drop down. A little to the right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember looking at it and remembering the dream about the pillars. The pillars they seemed to stretch on forever. And they were tall and wide as a mountain.
Everything is so big when you're youthful.
Is that what you think it is? Hi, Teak. We were just talking. Valeria thinks she knows.
When I was little, I would climb to rooftops. And they would always feel so gigantic. Like I was some sort of mountain climber. But I revisited it, being older, and it was honestly a little pathetic.
Something
I
felt.
wasn't that high up.
It felt weird that I could put my hands around the bars. It was like I could hold them.
The bars? Did you walk up and even touch the cage here?
Not these ones.
I was in the silver mine with Maisie, and there was a cage there. And I remembered a dream when I looked at it. And I remembered mountains of metal stretching on forever. And I remembered that it was cold, but in the mine it was hot. And there was screaming, and people with whips. I wanted to get out of the mine, so Maisie started taking me out. But then there were 3 more cages right near the entrance. And I remember that there were people inside. And I remember that I was angry. And then I remember setting the cages on fire until the metal burned away.
Yeah, I don't care for all the slavers in the silver mines. It kind of shows Luminance's kind of true feelings.
I don't like the guy who's in charge there. Normally, I don't really want to hurt people, but I wanted to hurt him.
You know, Luminance tried to enslave me this cycle.
They what?
On that island.
What happened?
They were using slaves to excavate something, and I got put to me, and one of the slave masters dragged me away, and said that they were going to make a good slave out of me and put me to work. They were stopped, obviously, because I'm standing here and not wearing iron and smashing rocks.
Yeah, I don't care for Luminance at all.
That's awful. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad that you're not more hurt.
I am as well. Though it is an unfortunate fact of the world.
I do want to go explore the island, but I don't want to go alone. And I also found this underground catacombs. It's under the cemetery in Farbane.
I haven't been in there myself, but I am aware of it, yes.
I do want to explore that too. It was creepy down there, so I didn't stay long.
wouldn't mind going to go beat up some Luminance folk.
They deserve it if they did that to you. I don't like it when people hurt my friends.
Well, all the ones that hurt me have been dealt with
That's
on
good.
that island.
I'm sure there will be more.
There always are.
I guess I wish that they didn't try to just kill me. But they do. It wasn't like I wasn't prepared for it. My moms did tell me that I should expect it. Getting attacked. Coming here.
There's a part of me that appreciates it. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's honest. They're not lying about you, they're not lying to you. They're not playing nice to spread words behind your back, or trying to stab you in the back, as you'll find so many here will.
I hope people aren't doing that behind my back.
Oh,
But you talk like they're doing it behind yours.
Mhm. I mean, you told me that, you know that people don't like me,
Hmm.
which can only really come from hearing people talk about me in negative light.
I think you're really nice. And I'm really glad you're my friend.
I try to be.
Thank you. I think you're really kind, and I don't think you deserve the things people say about you.
I'm sure I probably deserve some of it.
And thank you for being here with me when I'm in the room with it. It makes it easier not being alone. It makes it easier when I have people to talk to. And it's not just its voice getting louder and louder. Because its hands are red for a reason. Because they end up coated in blood.
They channel blood magic.
And it's not like the rest of our hands don't get coated in blood from time to time.
That's why you wear gloves.
I think
Good.
Teague and I are both notably not wearing any gloves.
Well, I am. I still get my hands burned, though. I think I burned myself pretty badly after the silver mine. It's what happens when I use too much chaos magic. But the focus has been helping. I think I do want to go to Mortium, but I don't know when I'll be ready. When do you think I'll be ready?
I would give it a few cycles at the very least. To come to terms with the steps you've made.
It's one thing to look at something that's been sitting in a cage forever versus ones that want to hurt you. So I guess last time I was in Mortium, everything seemed quite passive.
It's more than that, Teak. At least if Valeria's right, it's more than that.
So what's Valeria's theory then? You said you have maybe a history with these cultists, prophets.
I feel like it isn't my business to share.
I guess that's fair. I don't know if she's right. But she said makes sense. I don't know. I don't think I've ever been to Mortium, but I don't know. I know Valeria thinks if I go there, then I'll find answers. And I know that Auntie Dreamer thinks that whatever answers I might find might not be ones that I like. And people have mentioned that my blood smells of Draculan. And I know that there's shadow magic in my core. I just wish I understood. But I don't. And I
said some type of power about knowing where your origins come from. But it can also unravel who you were and everything you built yourself up to be when you find that out.
I don't know. I don't even know if it matters. Everything. I grew up on the island. I don't really remember anything before that, but Valeria thinks maybe deep down that I do. I just know that I have dreams. On blood moons. And I know that bad things always happen on blood moons. I don't know what answers I'm gonna find there. And I know that I might open a door that leads to 10 more doors. But I think I still want to know. I want to know what's behind the door. Even if it's not really an answer and it's just more doors. Because then maybe the answer's behind one of them.
Well, if you ever go into Mordium, I'd say you should bring a friend.
I'm definitely not going to go alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because your body might betray you when it comes time, and you'll need somebody to bail you out.
I will accompany if I'm able. I think having my estate there would be beneficial.
Thank you. I'll probably just won't go until you're available. At least I think that's the right thing to do.
That works.
Yeah, I've heard Valeria's escorted Dreamer and maybe Fable through Mordium before.
I've escorted Dreamer and Darum.
They've
Do-
made a few trips, but maybe it was with Cherubius.
I do want to meet Darum. I know she's been really sleepy though. I know she and Dreamer are girlfriends. Dreamer said that Darum was her partner, and I assumed that Darum was her girlfriend because truthfully I don't think I could ever imagine my auntie Dreamer dating a man.
Oh, I've heard them sneak away to quiet corners a few times. So,
Mm-hmm.
estimate is correct.
Yes, it is. I have seen them prove as much.
Oh my.
I've also heard Dreamer absolutely gush about them.
Then you have seen a side of my auntie Dreamer that almost never comes out.
Yep, that is for sure. They were giggling and breaking down walls when they decided to move in together.
Oh my. They really are lesbians.
Oh, and their favorite thing was naming where we keep our carpet.
Mm-hmm.
What did they name it?
Girls' lunchtime, I think.
It's girl dinner.
Girls' dinner.
It's a box in the storage room.
That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. And not affecting me at all.
But let's not talk about the first time I learned a little bit of sign language because of Hannah. There's some very easy gestures to learn.
elaborate?
Well, you can learn lunch, time are very easy, and they're actually very similar to lesbian.
I can't speak sign language, so I wouldn't know.
So for the first while, you learn time, lunch, lesbian, and then you combine them all together, and you get lesbian lunchtime now.
What how unfortunate for you.
You got to build up your vocabulary, and with what vocabulary you have to use it as a sentence.
Why did you start with lunchtime and lesbian?
Oh, well, you start with lunch and time because those are normal things you have to talk about.
I
But then lesbian it's very similar to lunch. It's just a twist of the wrist.
I thought you were supposed to start with the words you'd use the most.
Lunch is quite common, and time is quite common.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly lesbian comes from how similar it is to lunch.
Uh-huh.
They actually look very similar.
I I'm sorry you had to witness that.
Oh, well, I mean, I've gotten better with sign language since.
What other words have you learned? Dinner time, snack time.
Dinner,
Breakfast. Breakfast.
breakfast. You gotta know all the meals.
Breakfast in bed.
Usually, first you start with learning how to finger spell, so you end up being quite a bit slower, and you have to just spell out each word, because then you only have to remember 26 things. And then you start getting used to learning all of them.
I guess learning how to finger spell probably would be part of it, yeah. I don't know. I'm glad that it was relevant to your instruction team. I'm very glad that they were able to teach you sign language. I feel like it pays to be good with your hands.
Okay.
It is good because then you can have private conversations that other people can't. They can't necessarily eavesdrop in.
I don't know. My mom taught me sign language before I came here. She said it would be good for me to know. It's kind of like the weapons training. It was about preparing me in the ways she could before she sent me off to learn the lessons that I couldn't learn back on the island. Maybe this is one of those lessons. Is how to be in the room with a monster. and not curl up and cry.
Now, eventually, you'll learn that you're stronger than the monster and it should be scared of you. That's kind of just the way of the nature. Things that know their prey and things that know they're the hunter. If, and usually you can sometimes confuse animals. Some animals, they're used to being the hunter, and then when something else doesn't back down when they approach, they get confused.
Oh my
And
goodness.
they start wondering if they're actually the prey, and that thing is the hunter this time.
I must depart. My stars are growing dim.
Okay. I think I've been able to be in here and not looking at it for a while. I think
Okay.
while I was talking to you. And I think that's progress. It's still hard to pull my gaze away, but I feel like I can do it now.
Mhm. Slow and steady. Gradual. It's not going to be overnight.
Thank you.
It will be done.
I hope so. Thank you, Miss Valeria.
You're of course welcome.
If there's anything... Oh, wait, before you go. I have these. And, if you need more, we do have a whole big box. I'm sure we could spare a row or two.
I think we need an incredible amount. I think it's 4,000.
Well, I know, Crystal said that you only need like 2,000 now. Give me a moment. Do you think it's okay if I grab like several hundred of the sapphires? We had a whole box. I just grabbed 7 satchels.
Yeah, I don't think those are the important ones.
Nobody really uses sapphires.
No, I don't think anybody here really does much frost magic.
Well, I guess I'll give her 10 satchels. Hopefully the sigil doesn't get mad at me for this, but we had it.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot more, but I wanted to leave like the other 60% of the box there. I hope it helps.
It will help a lot.
I'm glad. I hope Neve will be okay.
Me too.
I'll see you later.
Good luck, Sapphire.
Bye, Miss Valeria.